Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to our channel. If this is your first time here, I'm Leanne and this is Babybel. On this channel we talk about all things mum and baby toddler related, and today I want to talk to you about breastfeeding a toddler. So our society seems to have this view that babies don't need to be breastfed after they're 6 months old, and then if you do continue breastfeeding them after they're a year old, there's something really wrong with you and you should just move them onto cow's milk. Despite the World Health Organization recommending that babies are breastfed until at least 2 years. Now, my little video isn't going to have a huge impact, but if I can make one breastfeeding mama feel like that she's not alone, she's not doing something abnormal, or one non-breastfeeding person understand that it is completely normal, then I feel like I've achieved something with this. I've had comments about it's time to get her off the boob onto a bottle. I mean, she's 15 months old. She's not going to take a bottle. She took a bottle when she was first born, and then if you've seen our breastfeeding journey story, you'll know what happened there. She hasn't taken a bottle since she was 9.5 weeks old, so she's probably not going to start taking one now. I'll leave a link to that video in the description so that you can go and see it if you haven't seen it. I've also had people tell me that she needs to move on to cow's milk now because breast milk isn't enough for her. So they're saying that milk that's made for a baby cow is better for her than milk that is actually tailor-made for her. Make that make sense. Even my health visitor at her year checkup was like, oh, you'll be able to move her onto cow's milk soon. And I was like, I mean, we don't really need to do that. She has it in her food, but she doesn't need it as a drink. I'm not going to go hugely into the benefits of extended breastfeeding. I mean, I don't even like that term. Like, why extended? That suggests that it has a limit, and then we've extended on. Once you get to a year, it's extended, it's past what it should be. I really do not like that phrase. It's just breastfeeding. She's a breastfed baby. She's still an infant. So anyway, I was going to stop that because otherwise I'll just rant forever about that. But I'll leave a couple of links in the description about the scientific benefits of breastfeeding beyond a year, breastfeeding a toddler, all of that sort of thing, because I'm not qualified in that sort of thing. I can only repeat what I've read, but I can talk to you about my experience of breastfeeding a toddler. One thing I will say on the science side though is that they say that human milk is one of the easiest things on their tummies if they've got a bug or anything like that, and that was certainly true over Christmas. Babybel had a really bad tummy bug and she literally survived on boob milk for like 5 or 6 days. She didn't eat any solids at all. So that bit I will share with you. Can you not run around with a pen in your mouth, please? Thank you. I don't know why you've got that. So is breastfeeding a toddler different to breastfeeding a baby? Yes, massively so, for many, many different reasons. Hello. But it's not like an instant change. It doesn't just happen overnight. It's a gradual one. They start looking around more, they start moving more, they get distracted, they grow teeth, and there could be grazing, and if you're unlucky, biting. And then suddenly they're performing gymnastic moves, they're trying to see how far they can stretch your nipple out, they're poking your boobs about, they're poking all your skin around. They can also ask for a feed more directly as well. So we've been teaching Babybel the sign language for breastfeeding, or breasts, it's that. So she is starting to associate boobies with that. But before that, and she's been doing it for quite a few months now, since she was able to move really, she can come up and she'll grab my top and she'll like whinge at me, and that's her sign that she wants to feed. So there's no guessing feeding cues and everything. She's pretty good at telling me exactly what she needs. And I mentioned twiddling. Now I know that for some people, nipple twiddling starts at quite a young age. Unfortunately, Babybel didn't start doing that till a couple of months ago, but my goodness, it's full on. It is just twiddling the other nipple that she's not feeding on. And if she can't get that, it's other bits of skin. She started poking my belly button around. She puts her hands in my armpits, in my neck. It's just, that is probably one of the worst bits about it, is the constant need to like fiddle with my skin and everything. But it's not too bad. It's doable because it helps her go to sleep quickly. So if you've got a baby that's always struggled with a bit of sleep, anything that you've got in your toolbox of getting them to sleep is helpful. As I said, there's also teeth to consider. Now, Babybel's only ever bitten me once intentionally, It was when she first started getting her teeth through and we were out, and I just think she got a little bit overexcited with what was going on, and she bit me, and oh my god, it hurt. It hurts. It's like the worst burning pain ever. But a couple of times she's been boobing to sleep and then jumped, and where she's sort of like slightly fallen off of the boob, her teeth have clamped down, and she has one time cut me, and that hurt. That was really bad. But she's not a biter, luckily, so don't think that. Can we have that, please? Thank you. You're very noisy. Don't think that just because your baby's started to grow teeth that they are automatically going to bite your nipple off, because in my experience she hasn't done that, and I'm not saying that all babies will be like that, but in our experience that hasn't happened, which I'm very thankful for. I do live in fear of nipple amputation though, I'm not going to lie. It's always there in the back of my mind that as she's dropping off she could jump and bite down really hard, but fingers crossed that isn't going to happen. Can you come sit down with Mummy? She still feeds a lot. Now I don't know if it was an unrealistic expectation or just society's view, but I always assumed that once she got to a year old she would have been weaning onto solid food for 6 months, and she would start to gradually drop feeds, and we'd probably only be on like a morning and a night feed now. As I said, I'm assuming that's just based on, that pen isn't open, but that's what she's doing, she's trying to draw on the floor. I just assumed that by now she would only be on one or two feeds a day, and that's not how it's gone. She does still boob a lot. When she's ill, when she's teething, when she's going through a growth spurt, she could probably have still like 8 feeds a day, which I really wasn't expecting. And I'm fortunate enough that I'm in the position that I can work round her, so I don't need to worry about leaving her while she's at nursery or whatever, or while I've gone out to work. But I definitely wasn't expecting this many feeds still. She still feeds to sleep, well, almost feeds to sleep at night time. She'll boob and then she'll roll over and go to sleep. She still feeds for nap time. She's still on 2 naps a day, and she still has like random snacks during the day. But when she is feeding to sleep, it forces me to slow down and just chill out a bit. I mean, we quite often contact nap. I try and get away, and she's like not having any of it. So it just gives me that time to just slow down, chill out. I'll scroll through Instagram or watch some YouTubes or whatever, but it does help me slow down, and it's a huge source of comfort for her. Like, boob solves everything. As a baby, obviously it's hunger and comfort and everything like that, and it's exactly the same as she's getting older. It is still a huge comfort for her. It's obviously filling her up and helping her grow, because she's gaining weight, she's growing, she's developing properly. So it's working. It works for us. I know it's not going to work for everybody. I know that not everybody has the luxury of being able to work around their baby or do the hours that they want, but for us it is working. I just wasn't expecting this many feeds still, and I would really like an entire night's sleep. That's something that we still haven't managed. We can't, water or something in a cup overnight doesn't satisfy her. If she does wake up and John tries to settle her back to sleep, eventually he does have to come and get me to boob her back to sleep, but I think we will get there. And it's also a good way as well when she hurts herself. So obviously at this stage, what have you got? At this stage, she's constantly falling over and injuring herself. So it helps her when she's hurt herself. It helps her if a tantrum's coming up. It's just basically like, there isn't a problem that boob can't fix. I do feed in public. I still feed in public. Obviously, when Babybel was first born and we first started boobing, we were in lockdown. I didn't have a huge amount of experience with breastfeeding her as a baby, but I've done a lot of it in public now. Now that everything's open up again, it's different. It's a completely different experience to feeding a baby, because obviously she's on the move. But I do it. I haven't had any comments from strangers. I haven't really had any weird looks. I've had a couple of looks, but I'm prepared if anybody wants to come at me with their opinions. I've got lots of comebacks. I mean, I get a lot of opinions from trolls on Instagram. Last weekend we had someone that felt that they needed to comment on all of my breastfeeding pictures, but it is what it is. And if you're sad enough that you need to go and troll a woman because she's feeding her baby, then you need to look at your life, don't you, really? But so I really hope that this video just gives a little bit of an insight, helps normalise breastfeeding, not only breastfeeding on its own, but breastfeeding beyond a year old. We don't have any intentions of weaning at the moment. I think that we're probably going to go with natural term weaning, which means that we'll let Babybel do it herself. I am probably going to look into starting to try night wean her when she turns 18 months, which is the age that they recommend, because I really do want sleep. But at the moment there's no end in sight, and it's working for both of us, so that's what we're going to keep doing. As usual, we really hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, don't forget to leave us a like and a comment and hit that subscribe button. It makes us really happy, and it lets YouTube know that the video is worth showing to other people. We'll see you next time. Say bye.